it's not about making millions of dollars anymore. It's about helping millions of people make millions. And God said, be fruitful and multiply. Because I believe that life gives more to what gives more to life. If you did not come from a wealthy family, make sure that a wealthy family comes from you. This quote is my most favorite quote by Gary Vee. This is what woke me up, and I have made it my mission. You see, I did not come from a wealthy family, so I have made it my mission to ensure that a wealthy family comes from me. This is me in 1979. I was actually only 5 years old. I had just swam across the Mekong River with my family, escaping Laos, the country that I was born in, to Thailand to live in a refugee camp called Napo. We nearly spent a year there waiting for approval to come to the United States. And when we arrived at the US, we had nothing. I watched my parents leverage government assistance like housing, welfare, food stamps, until they realized that the American dream is within reach if they worked hard enough. So I watched them work very, very hard. Monday through Friday, they had 2 full-time jobs. On the weekend, they had another full-time job just to save enough money to buy a house for us in the suburbs. And they did that, right? But I watched them work very, very hard for about 35 years, and they retired with pretty much nothing. So I watched them. I was like, that's not the life that I actually want to live. And I realized that there are 2 types of people that you spend your time with. First, somebody who actually has money. And since we didn't come from a wealthy family, we weren't rich, we were just getting by, I spent time with a lot of my friends who had families and parents who had money, who drove nice cars, who had nice houses, who took their family on nice vacations, right? Ate nice food, went to nice restaurants, and I knew what I wanted. But what really changed for me is the second type of person that you spend your time with are people who actually show you how to actually make money. And that's when my whole life changed. I started sharing basically time with people who are making money, but at the same time, they're willing to share with me how they're actually doing it. You see, all wealth is just creating value for someone other than yourself. The more value that you create, the more wealth that you actually have. Last year, according to the survey of consumer finance, the average family actually only makes about $80,000 a year. The top 10% make $248,000 a year, and the top 5% make $390,000 a year, and the top 1% make just a little bit over $1.2 million a year on an average. And since we have surpassed the top 1% by 3 times, we are not at all interested in showing you that we have money. Our passion lies where we are here. We want to actually help people make more money. That is our mission. And here's why you're here, my friends. First is you haven't really yet stepped into, and I say yet, stepped into the person that you're meant to be. Second, you haven't found it in your heart to do what you are called to do and serve those you are called to serve yet. Third, you are not making the amount of income that you really wish or thought you would have had made right now, that you would have had generated this far. As a matter of fact, you hate the way that you are actually making money. And here's the thing, my friends, you get what you tolerate. So if you're looking for change, if you are here for change, for us, we are here to help others. We've been able to do it. We stepped into who we are meant to be. So now it's our turn to help others is the way that we believe is that a way that we help ourselves. Second, we love what we do every single day. And if you love what you do what you love, right? The Ikigai way says that you wake up every day doing what you know, what you're great at, finding those who need your services, your products, so that you can actually be paid for it. And there's a marriage between what you know and what you love. Third is, for us, it's not about making millions of dollars anymore. It's about helping millions of people make millions. Just like God said, right? God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply. Because I believe that life gives more to what gives more to life. The second quote that changed everything for me was, if you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to build theirs. And that's exactly what happened. I was working for companies and I was helping them build their dream. I was a great employee. I always showed up to work on time. I worked my butt off. I worked very, very hard. But then I realized that a wealthy family needs to come from me. And the only way that I need to shift and change that is to build my own dream. So almost about 20 years ago, I quit my job and started my business to pursue my dreams. You see, your dream doesn't stop. So ask yourself, just like I did, what are you going to do about it? I realized that staying comfortable is far more risky than going after my dreams. I realized that I needed to stop trading my valuable time for a little bit of someone else's money. I found that it's a lot easier to make a lot of money in a short period of time than a little bit of money over a long period of time. And I didn't want to be another chapter in somebody's book, right? Because if you either write your own story or you become a chapter in someone else's book. So welcome to the Laptop Lifestyle Accelerator. It's called the Accelerator for a reason. My job is to help you speed it up. If you are here to be an entrepreneur, I'm going to tell you right now, we love helping people become anywhere entrepreneurs to unlock the freedom so that you can live the laptop lifestyle, so that you too can live and work and earn from anywhere. See, I didn't think lives like this existed for me, to go where I want, to go when I want, to stay as long as I want, to bring as many people as I can, to be able to walk into restaurants and order food and not have to worry about the right side of the menu, to be able to make decisions just like me and my wife just did now. We came here last week to attend the last Funnel Hacking Live 10 with Russell Brunson, one of our mentors. The week before that, we went to a Bo Eason storytelling framework event. He's also one of my mentors, but we made a decision to say, you know what, let's just, we just got back from Asia. We just spent 4 months there and we went from back-to-back events. Let's really just relax. Let's not travel anymore. Let's just spend about 3 weeks in Vegas here, just hanging out, watching shows, going to good restaurants, spending quality time together. See, I didn't think that lives like this existed for people like me. So my friends, if you have ever felt or believe that you are the most least likely to make it, then you are right where you're supposed to be. You're perfectly where you are supposed to be. You are in the right place. So my question to you is, what's your impossible story? If you have one, you are destined for greatness. And this is our Anywhere Entrepreneur Blueprint. These are 7 power moves so that you can travel, if that's your thing. You can create memories and you can really enjoy your life. I believe that the life you have, the relationship you have, the time you have, the money you have, fueled by your business, while you could still run a profitable business that you actually love. You see, I believe that if you're going to go all in on anything, go all in on your dreams. Why not, right? Our mission is to help experts like you become anywhere entrepreneurs so that if you want the freedom to live, to work, to earn from anywhere, doing what you know and love, while impacting lives of those that you've actually been called to serve. That's our mission. You see, I believe that you can quit your job, but you can never quit your calling. The third quote is that really changed and got me to stay committed on my mission. My mission is make sure that a wealthy family comes from me. If I don't build my dream, someone will hire me to build theirs. That got me to take action. But what really has committed me to stay on the path and keep going, because it wasn't an easy road. I struggled hard for the first 2 years when I shifted my business online. Here's why. I realized that, just like Mark Twain says, the 2 most important days in your life are the day that you are born and the day that you actually find out why. And our why is to help others how we live, to help others wake up to do what you love, what you're great at, that you can be paid for because it's what the world needs. If you're here, my friends, because you want more impact, you want life freedom, if you want more income as well, because life is about making an impact, not making an income. Income follows impact. If you're looking for more flexibility, more location freedom, because I believe that life is not measured by the breaths that we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. If you're looking for more control, more time freedom to spend on doing the things that you want, doing the things that you love doing, then you're in the right place. If you're looking for more income to achieve financial freedom, then you're in the right place. Ask yourself, if time and money was not an issue, how would you be living? You see, we were conditioned, right, to have, hey, when I have this, then I'll do this, and then I'll be this type of a person. I believe that true wealth, true fulfillment is by being first. Who must I be? Then what must I do so that I can have the things that I am meant to have? So what you're going to learn today, here's a secret to making sure that this happens. First is self-worth. This is B. This is your calling from hide to rise. You are enough. You are worthy of success. And your gifts matter, my friends. Rise anyway, even if you doubt yourself and fear is there. This is where you actually start. This is where you become. Because it's not who you are that's holding you back. It's who that you think you're not. And here's a secret. Your success is an inside job. It's an inside job. You have to stand up to stand out. You have to take action. You have to be able to lift yourself up, and you have to be able to shift to show out. And you know how we were trained and conditioned to, just like what I saw my parents did and I started doing, right? And I actually did. Get a degree, more education, go work for a big company, climb that corporate ladder, and then retire happy one day. We know that this is the biggest lie ever, right? Once you stop playing small, you'll start playing more. And you know how they talk about think outside the box? Well, what if there was no box, right? We were conditioned to stay in this box, to go to education, right? To go to school to sit in that box classroom, to graduate and go to work and sit in our box cubicle, drive in our box car, eat our box lunch, come back home and watch our box TV, drink our box juice, right? Live in our box house, think outside the box. What if there is no box? And that's really why I realized that there is no box, right? You see, I believe that you get rewarded when you get outside of your comfort zone. And you know how the reason why we were conditioned to get a good degree, work for a big company, and and retire one day happy. Basically, if you look at through history, is our greatest teacher. At first, it starts off, we were in the agriculture age, right? And if you really wanted to build wealth, you own land. The more land you owned, the more wealth you had. Then we went to the industrial age. Somebody figured out that, oh my God, these people who own land, they need equipment. They need things to farm, right? And if you wanted to build true wealth, then you owned equipment. The more equipment you own, the more wealth you own. Then we went to the distribution age where people said all these things that people are creating with these equipment, we have to be able to supply it, distribute it, ship it, right? Somewhere. Got trains and trucks and open up department stores to supply things, right? To people. And the more you can supply, the more wealth you had. And then we went to the technology age where if you got into hardware, software, we saw Bill Gates, we saw, Apple, Steve Jobs, right? Getting technology age. And the more hardware, the more software you had, the more wealth you had. And then we went to the information age. The more knowledge you had the hows, education. You can transfer a skill, help people solve a problem, share strategies. The more you share your knowledge, the more hows, the more wealth you have. And we're now in the experience age. This is being able to take your information. We're in infotainment, edutainment, connection. We're a world that is yearning for connection. What information is out there, but people are just starving for wisdom. People are starving for connection. So the more infotainment, the more education we are in the experiences, the more people can experience you, the more wealth you'll actually have. You see, there's 4 ways to make money. And we started at the very bottom, which is muscle. Muscle is implementation, where if you wanted to make more money, what did you have to do? Just work more. You just got to work harder, right? Spend more time. I spent a lot of time doing overtime, just spending more time at work, because I thought that's the only way to build wealth is if I worked harder. That's implementation. Then you graduate, right? They say, hey, if you want to make more money, then you got to get into management. And how do you get into management? You go educate yourself. You go get the degree. You spend time at colleges and universities going to get your bachelor's, your master's, your PhD. Why? Because now the very thing that needs to be implemented, you don't have to do it as much. You can actually manage people and delegate it, right? But where you really make true wealth is with your mind. Being able to educate people, being able to share information and strategies and skills. That's where you really start building wealth. But where you really want to build true wealth is where you actually share your message. This is not just about education anymore. It's not about information anymore. It's not about strategies anymore. It's about helping people get the results they want so that they can achieve the transformation that they want. My friends, you have a message, and your message is too powerful to play. It's too big to play small in a very big world, right? Because life is short. You are not here long enough to get rich slow, okay? And there's this thing called income producing assets. This is used by mainly people in the real estate space, but if you really look at it, right? An asset is not just a physical building or a property. An asset could be something that you create, right? Income producing assets, and income follows assets. So if you really look at it, so what is an asset? It's your mindset. It's your skill set. It's your tool set. That becomes assets, and income follows assets. So essentially, you're the creator of assets. If you really look at it, right? It starts from the very top. God is the source, the creator, the beginning. And God is the source, and you, me, we are the resource. And the resource is the value, our self-worth, B. The more value you are, the more valuable assets that you create. The more self-worth that you have, the more value you are, the more assets that you actually create. So you are the resource, right? So what's your dash look like? Because there's only 2 dates. There's your date of birth. There's your date of death. What will your dash say about you? I believe that the scariest day of anybody's life is the day that the person that you meet the person that you could have become, right? On your last days, right before you die. I believe that's the scariest day. The second thing you're going to learn is self-mastery. This is due. This is your calling from smallness to greatness. This is where you step into your greatness. There are people out there that you are called to serve. Greatness is paying the price so that your tribe doesn't have to. This is where your business starts. This is where your business becomes. Because life is not made of money. It's made of time. And time is money. Just look at it this way. If you generated $1 million, is that a lot of money? Right? Is that a lot? It's like $1 million, that's quite a bit of money. It depends. If you generated $1 million over 10 years, it's not. But if you generated $1 million in 1 year, that's 10 times faster. But if you generated $1 million in 1 month, that's 120 times faster. You see, it's not about money, it's about time. How can you collapse time? And the best way to collapse time to make more money is learn more. If you learn more, to earn more. And here's the thing, it's not even about learning more, it's about learning faster, right? I always say, stop learning and start growing. And how do you start growing? Well, action. You take what you learn and take action. Action is where you learn faster and grow faster because you've done it, right? My friends, you have gone through your hero's journey. You have left the ordinary world, step one, on this call to adventure, right? Something that's been calling on you, just like me. It took me literally almost 2 years to start my business. I saw all these quotes. I saw all these people's lives, and I wanted to be like them. And it took me a year to actually take action because I refused the call to adventure, right? I refused the call. And then I went and I started spending time with people who actually made money, but are showing me how to make money, how to be a better leader, how to market better, how to sell better, how to create offers, how to build a business, how to design a business plan, right? I started meeting mentors, multiple mentors. And then I crossed this threshold, right? You get rewarded when you get outside of your comfort zone. Your threshold of control expands, right? And then you get tested along the way. You get allies, you get tested with the challenges, and you get tested by your enemies. And then you get prepared, the approach. You prepare yourself for this big ordeal that you need to overcome, this big result that you want to achieve, this big enemy that you have to tackle, right? And you did it. Even though you struggled, right? Sometimes the struggle is within, that you don't start. Maybe that's the ordeal. Or sometimes the struggle is you actually take an action, but you're not getting the result that you want. And you're thinking about quitting, but you don't. So you actually overcome this ordeal and you get rewarded for it, right? And then now comes your return, the road back. What are you going to do with it, right? You got the elixir in your hand. You got the know-hows, you got the strategies, you got all of these things. You now possess this great asset. And then the resurrection. This is where you transform. This is where you start creating for others, to help others achieve what you've actually been able to achieve. Now you return with the elixir. You see, my friend, you have gone through your hero's journey, and your job now is to step into the role of a guide to help your people that you're called to serve to ensure that they become heroes of their own story. Because a leader is one who knows the way. You've known the way. You've gone the way. And now you're back here to show the way, right? So what did you do? God's the source. You're the resource. You're the value. God's the creator. God created you. And you can become the resource. So then you create, right? Your creations are your offers. Your offers become your assets. This is what you do after you have become, right? The value, based on your value, the more value you are, the more value your offers are, the more value your assets are, right? The more value of the things that you actually do. Your offers are really just appreciating assets. And just like I said, income follows assets. If you're going to be creating something though, whether you're creating something new, you're not alone. Everybody is afraid the first time. The third thing you're going to learn is how to serve. This is have. The more you serve, the more you have. This is your calling from being a follower to a leader. You see, in the marketplace, we are equal as souls, but we are not equal value in the marketplace. A leader brings out the best in those they are called to serve. This is where your clients start. This is where your clients become. And my friends, your job isn't to show people your superpowers. Your job is to show them theirs. So you created this. The more value you are, the more value your assets are, the more things you have. Then they become your properties, the things that you create. Your assets generate properties. Properties are your kings. Things like income, your income. These are your possessions, things that you now have, right? The more self-worth you have, the more valuable you are, the more valuable your assets, your offers, and the more things you have, like income, right? More things that you actually possess. So again, God is source. You are the resource. Your resource creates offers, and your offers get you things and stuff, right? Possessions. And I believe that you are not just a parent. So let me speak to some of you parents first. You're not just a parent. You are proof. If you tell your kids that they can be anything, they can do anything, and they can have anything that they want, then it starts with you. You as proof that you're actually taking action, that you are pursuing your dreams as well. And we're going to share a lot with you here in a little bit. And I have found that most are information rich, but implementation poor. And I don't want you to be implementation poor. You see, another course, my friends, another project, or more information is not going to change your life. You must implement. You must execute. Just like I said, stop learning and start growing. The best way to learn faster, to grow faster, is to take action. That's when you learn the most.